Today's video on Sophia the 380 SL is actually just cleaning out these headlight covers. So I was actually at the car show and one of the guys had recommended that I remove it and I clean it out, and he did his and it looked pretty spanking new. So that's what I'm gonna go and do, is I'm gonna start removing both sides, and I'd like to get them cleaned. You actually can buy them, the Euro sells them. I think they're like 50 bucks each. This one is actually cracked, so, but I'm gonna just keep it. I'm just gonna clean it. You can tell there's a crack right there. Maybe we'll see it a little bit better. Maybe there's one right there as well. But I think I'm gonna keep it. I'm just gonna clean it out. So let me start by pulling it out. Never pulled these off before, but I do see a couple screws that we can start with. There's one on top, there's one on the bottom. I've adjusted these headlights and I think I had to use a long screw in here or down here. I can't really remember, but I'm gonna start with this one and this one. Well, that was really easy. Yeah, just those two screws are holding the entire thing in there. So just the top one and the bottom one, this thing just pulled right out. So that was really easy. You could tell these are original. So it actually says right there, it says Bosch, made in Germany. Same with the other ones. So I guess that's how I know these are the real deal. They're not the Euro. They were never replaced. Mine are cracked. So there's a big scuff mark there. I think maybe that's from polish or something. I noticed on the bottom they're actually cracked right here, which I never even noticed. It's missing some stuff. There is a crack right there, but it doesn't really matter. I'm just gonna go ahead and reuse them. I'm gonna clean them up and use the same ones. So you flip this over. Looks like there's some metal pieces right here, right here. They're kind of all over the place. So we bring this up. See all those metal pieces? And they're being held on by these little clips right here. So I'm gonna try to figure out how to play around with these clips, see if I can move the clips a little bit. It's pretty rigid, so I can't really bend this to get the metal pieces out, but let me see what I'm gonna be able to do. I definitely see that it's dirty. There's a dirt spot right there. If you look inside, look how dirty that thing is. I'm gonna try to clean it all out once I get it all opened. So let me work on opening this thing. So plan B on these things, these plastic parts are like impossible to move. This thing's super rigid. You can't move this back and forth to get the metal piece out. So I had to move to plan B, which is calling the guy over from the car show. So I asked him, because he's the one that's already done it, and he said to Dremel away at these little plastic pieces in order to get them removed. And that's what I did. Grab my Dremel. I had the big blade, but I guess I needed a smaller blade, but I can try it because I don't have a smaller blade right now. So I'm gonna try to kind of chip away and sand off these little plastic things that are holding this metal piece. Let's see how it goes. That was a success. All right, so yeah, this one was being held on by 3 little clips, right here, right here, right here. And I went with the Dremel, I chipped away at it. Make sure you get really close, but not to crack the plastic. And then I was able to use a tiny flathead screwdriver and was able to pry this guy out. So you can see my marks right there with the Dremel, and it popped off. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take the rest of them off and start the cleaning process. Super easy, came off. So the Dremel worked great. Here are all the metal pieces that came off of this one. And maybe it's a little easier if you were to use some of this knife just to go around to loosen up all the corners. I use that little tiny flat screwdriver to pull all this out. Kind of funny, when I'm using the Dremel, I can see all the dust that is moving back and forth. Look at the pocket of dust that was here. Look at that, super, super dusty, all the years. I'm gonna clean all that out. And then what I'm gonna also do is what my friend had recommended is on the back side. This is supposed to be nice and shiny. He said he used some sandpaper and then he spray painted it. So we'll work on that as well. Pick up some chrome spray paint or some silver spray paint, and I'll spray the other side of it. We'll do one side at a time so we can do a comparison compared to the other side of the car. So here's the metal side. I just took one of these scrapers. You can use some sandpaper or whatever. I'm just gonna use this metal brush to clean it off. So I've just been kind of going back and forth, getting all this dust off. It's already getting pretty clean. After that, I'm gonna go ahead and spray paint it. I actually have some chrome metallic finish on the chrome side, and then that's what I'm gonna use. I'm gonna spray paint this, make this thing look brand new. Here's the final product. Looking pretty good. I don't know, there's a little bit of blemishes that are here. Not sure if my paint's a little old. The rest of it came out all right. That's gonna be fine. It's gonna be inside the case anyway. Obviously want it as bright as possible, so I may give it one more coat. And then here's the finished clean lens we got here. So no dust, all cleaned on the inside. I shampooed it. I also used some Q-tips to get inside the hard spots. And then I also used my air compressor to get all the loose water out. So now it's ready to go. I'm gonna go ahead and reassemble. This guy has been fully assembled. All the metal is back in. This thing is ready to go. The only thing my buddy said is to add a little silicone on the edges here, maybe just to hold it in place. But honestly, it's a pretty good fit. Everything kind of like snapped back in pretty easily. So it was pretty easy to put back together. I'm gonna show you a side-by-side of the super clean one. I haven't touched the other one yet. So here's the side-by-side. Hopefully you can tell the difference. If I do that, oh yeah, you can tell the difference there. Pretty easy. That took probably about half an hour to an hour just on one side. Most of it was just kind of waiting for the paint to dry, but pretty easy job. You could probably do this in about an hour and a half. Let's see how it looks on the car. All done here, they're back on the car. These things look amazing. I mean, look how bright it is. I mean, it's hard to compare from the first video just because it was in the evening time, but now it's daytime, but look how clean they are. I mean, they look just brand new. At a later video, I'd like to replace this one. It's getting kind of foggy. There's also a ring around it, so at some point I would like to replace it. If you could think of other videos or anything that you noticed that I need to change out, please let me know, because I like working on it. I like doing simple projects like this, but it only took me about an hour and a half or so, and made a huge difference, and I would have never noticed unless somebody pointed it out to me. At some point I would like to take these fender covers off. They look terrible, but it's for another later day. Again, thanks for watching. Hope you're watching the rest of these videos, and I'll catch you in the next one.